Hello, my name's Chris. I'm a teacher at OASE Oxford and I have been working there for 4 or 5 years now. Here I am at the moment in Brasenose College, which you can see behind me, running the ALP course, which is for Advanced Learners of English. And now I'd like to discuss some typical mistakes which French learners of English often make. So firstly, some words which don't have an S when they're plural. This is something which I often hear people talking about: advices, informations, but no, never. Very general, only information or advice. You can have a piece of advice and you can count pieces of advice, but only advice. Next, we've got the word actually. Actually in English is different to actuellement in French. Here we use it to mean in fact. This is the situation, not what's happening now. That would be at the moment or the current situation. Next, very common mistake. I always hear people saying it depends of. It depends of the weather, it depends of the situation, but no, always it depends on. Classic situation with the letter S. S's at the ends of words are always pronounced in English, or 99.9% of the time, and with the third person of verbs. So I want to go shopping, you want to go shopping, but John or Jill wants. So always S if it's he, she or it, without fail. Moving on, we have articles. These often cause problems. They're not used as much in English as they are in French. So you say c'est la vie, we used to say that's life. It's an abstract noun, so we have no article. Similarly with a or an. We could have an umbrella, so we have an, but only a uniform, because the word uniform, even though it begins with a U, a vowel, begins with a Y sound. I am agree. I am agree, never used. Never. Agree is a normal verb, so it's just I agree, never I am. And then other ones, similar to English words, to propose and to suggest, typical verbs which people get confused about. To propose to someone is to ask them to marry you, or to propose maybe a business proposal, or to propose something very, very formal. Normally in English you just suggest ideas. You have a suggestion, you make a suggestion, but not propose. Next, one of my favourites I always hear, an idée. I always hear, I have an idée, but no, it's an idea. Similar words, but in English 3 syllables, idea, never an idée. ED sounds like ID, which is identification, so big mistake there. Moving on, again, S sounds for plurals, so the same as the third person. For example, I often hear, there are a lot of car in Paris, but this makes no sense. There are a lot of cars, always. If they're countable, they have an S. Last but not least, another favourite is something which could be interesting. Even people who speak beautiful English in French always say, yes, it's very intéressant. But no, intéressant is a French word, interesting in English. So, thanks very much for listening. I hope it's been useful advice. Follow these rules and you'll sound as English as I do.